Welcome to MarketTamer.com. We're seeing some news hit the wires right now that North Korea has engaged in some nuclear tests. We're going to watch that news throughout the night, and so we're not going to take any imminent action in the morning until we see how that news plays out. For now, we'll look at the charts as usual, and again, just keep in the back of our minds that there is a big caveat, a big asterisk that should keep in mind, and that is that fundamental news events can take precedence over technical charts. So although we will analyze the charts, please do note that in many cases a black swan type event can occur and it can derail a chart, and certainly a nuclear test by North Korea would constitute one of those black swan events. So let's dig into the charts right now. We can see here a chart of the US dollar index, and it has obviously fallen precipitously. There's certainly a possibility of a snapback at some point here, and as a result we would be very, very cautious on the markets. Obviously, we've mentioned many times in the past, as the dollar weakens we often see market strength, and as the dollar strengthens we see market weakness. If we just fast forward maybe to the S&P 500, we can see that it's struggling very substantially right now to hold its trend line. In fact, we've noted in the past the 20-day here is held as support all the way up. We're looking right now at the 5-day just almost breaching the 20-day, almost giving a sell signal here. We do have some declining volume on the most recent trading day. So although the average is slightly below the 20-day, it's really struggling very hard to hold it. And given, again, we'll just reverse back to that US dollar chart, given the fact that it's fallen so substantially and dramatically, it would not surprise us if that popped back here at some point. And if it did, if we just got a little bit of strength in the dollar, it might well be sufficient to push the S&P 500 over the edge and start a new downtrend. But at this point we're in wait and see mode. We need that to confirm, and until it does, we're not going to take any aggressive action. Moving forward, if we look to the financials, we're in a similar position. We need confirmation of 5 and 20 days crossing. We'll need a break of the trend line also right around that 20-day. We've held many times here in this uptrend. We need that to be broken to go down again. It's not happening so far, so we're not going to be especially aggressive on the bearish side there either. If we move to silver, what we're seeing right now, if we move to gold, what we're seeing right now is a pretty big up move. Again, we're looking at that confirming on the silver chart, but we're not convinced this is the last phase of the wave count. In fact, we think there's a possibility that we come back down again, and as a result, while we are long-term bullish on gold, we are not convinced that the breakout is imminent. Nevertheless, we're positioned bullishly based on expectations from last week that we would continue higher. We've seen that again in the gold chart here. We've seen we have continued higher. So things looking good for right now, but no aggressive positions warranted. Essentially, we're just looking at small plays right now until we get some confirmations. And finally, we can take a look at the SOX here, Semiconductor Index. That of all the charts we've looked at is the one we might be most bullish on for the next period of time, given that it's held up relatively well in the recent past. But let's just wait and see until tomorrow's news events play out before taking action, and we'll certainly update you then as to what plays might work best. We'll see you in classes. All the best. Take care.